Wait.
And welcome to episode 28 of
Hi.
Boxed In with Friends. I'm your host, Tony Augusti, here as always with Kyle, Katie, Kate, Jake, Andy. Nick Crespo's out tonight, but he's here in spirit. Tonight on the show, we have Corinne Smith, a longtime friend of Caitlin. Find out how long, I was surprised. And also musician Vinnie Caruana, like marijuana. Though I'm not saying he does marijuana, but maybe he does. We'll find out. Yeah, this is a show before Thanksgiving. How's everyone doing?
Great. How are you, Tony?
Good. I'm just, when I feel down, I know that Trump will not be president, by the time it's my birthday. So
no matter how much he kicks and screams.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Michigan certified the vote today, despite Trump's best efforts, and Pennsylvania did the same thing, which is good. And then, despite Giuliani's efforts, so I hear different things whether he's getting paid $20,000 a day or not. Someone told me that's fake, and then I heard them say it on CNN. So I'm not sure, but I'm like, I want to get that job. I don't know. That's a good question. Would you be Trump's lawyer for $20,000 a day?
No.
Yeah.
I think about it.
I wouldn't do a good job. I'm not even barred.
That's true. But you know what? I really think, with the level of the law, like, I don't think it matters. You could just sort of make it up as you go along.
Yeah, there's not a competency involved, clearly.
It'd be kind of fun.
I actually think Kyle would do a better job.
Yeah, I'd just go up there and improvise, and it'd be fun for me, and I'd lose, but I'd lose everything.
Like I said on the show tonight, shout out to the viewers who are watching. If you have a question or a comment, leave it, and we will feature it on the screen just like this. Look at that. See? This is an example.
I wish we had a real comment.
Yeah, we'll get one.
We'll get one. We'll get there.
It'll happen.
We're just 30 seconds in.
Yeah, we're just 30 seconds.
I have crushed the entire pack of graham crackers since we started at 7:30.
Wow.
I
Our pre-show.
a gin and tonic that.
Oh, look, we got a comment from at home.
That's meta. That's meta.
Yeah.
I had to. We're not allowed to have ice here, so I made a gin and tonic with. I froze a water bottle and then crushed it up and then dropped it in the glass.
Yeah! Shout out to graham crackers. Can we go back for just
why
can't you have ice?
Well, I'm in Tucson working on a show and
that you can't disclose.
And ice is not compliant with COVID rules because it has condensation and it can cross-contaminate.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like
now I'm afraid of ice.
It has to do with the ice machines too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've heard you can catch like Legionnaire's disease, like the bacteria can grow in the filter and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
Just one more thing to be scared of, guys. This is the year for it. Get it all out of the way.
What the fuck are you doing to me right now? Like, what is this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kyle's had some interesting stories which we can't repeat. You used to what, Kate?
I was gonna say I used to think this show was really cool.
No,
our show.
Until it started scaring you. Well, we bring the truth to the young black youth. Shout out to Jake Russell. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know why you said that,
but great.
Oh, it's just part of my efforts to get you to look at the camera, but
Yeah, for Yeah, sorry. You just
I know. I'm just kidding.
Let's break this down.
just be blunt and be like, Jake, look at the fucking camera.
No, this is more fun this way.
He
You know,
wants
it's
to
funny. We
point
just
out-
had a passive aggressive show. We're like, the show's going great, and then we just type in the comments, it's going terrible.
Who are we kidding?
Yeah, the show is going great though. I feel good. Thanksgiving is coming up this week in a few short days. Hopefully, most of us will treat it safely. But
we're
I
not.
thought,
They're not. People aren't.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently, like a lot are traveling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can tell you
Numbers-wise.
now that this is going to be my first Thanksgiving that I am cooking.
Oh,
I'm very scared. I stand for mashed potatoes, and I've yet never made them.
okay.
Ah!
Have you ever made a turkey? It's pretty easy.
I'm not making turkey. I have a frozen vegan holiday roast from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
But
Are you a vegan?
my mom is making turkey that I will pick up and have some other time.
Oh, I was gonna say.
That girl.
No, but I do not like actively
Whoa, what is that?
eat meat. I think it's Kyle's phone
I think so.
Interfering.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Hopefully that's our guest
Mr.
calling.
Popular.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, this is a good topic I thought to bring up. Thanksgiving traditions. I thought we'd go around and talk about Thanksgiving traditions, like new or old, or if you don't have one, just a funny Thanksgiving story. Katie, since you talked about your Thanksgiving, why don't you start? Is there a Thanksgiving tradition you have in your family?
Actually, I was like, we don't have any traditions, but growing up, I always helped with the Christmas lights, and Thanksgiving Day usually was the day that I would start taking out all the Christmas lights. My dad's like a Clark Griswold, and their house is like insane. So I would have to untangle all the lights, test all the lights, replace all the lights, and get everything all situated.
Oh, wow.
I would help. And like, basically like it just got to a point where he would point and tell me where things needed to go, and I did it all.
Wow. Like, would you get up on the roof, and did you have the house like that all the cars stopped to look at?
It used to be called the son of the neighborhood because it was so bright.
Wow.
Yes.
When we moved into the house, he had extra fuse boxes put on the outside of the house because of Christmas lights.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It used to be better. But yeah, he sets timers and everything. So they turn on and do the whole thing, but I stopped doing it. He's on his own.
Yeah, you gotta let them stand on their own eventually, parents.
So that's
Andy,
kind of it.
all right, that's a good one. Andy, how about you?
I'll go real quick.
Okay.
My Thanksgiving tradition is having no Thanksgiving because having grown up super Polish, Thanksgiving is obviously like an American holiday. So we never had Thanksgiving when I was growing up. Yeah. And I moved out of the house at 17. And so then I started actually having with friends or something, like they would have me over. But we never celebrated Thanksgiving. So yeah. But
now, would you request it? Like, would you be like, hey, or were you just too young and you're just like, it's okay?
I didn't know that was an option. So yeah, no, it was very it was a very authoritative, dictatorial upbringing. So kids didn't have any say. So yeah. That was my Thanksgiving tradition, lack thereof.
Now that you do Thanksgiving, do you have a tradition of your own or no?
Yeah, no, not really. This year, I would actually have it with my sister sometimes, after we both kind of moved out of the house once she, we started getting our own families. This year, not going to see family.
Yeah, this year is a different.
And just ordered some to-go food from Plum Market.
Hell yeah! That's the thing is I didn't know
ready-made.
We were gonna do, and then I blew it, and I waited too long.
And then it was order deadlines.
So I was like, well, guess we'll see.
That'll be fun. It'll be an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jake, how about you?
Not really. Just basic ass shit. Eat turkey. They really know. I don't know, man. Actually, I ain't really fuck with turkey like that growing up. So I didn't really. So my spoiled ass. My spoiled ass. Well, my mom like you cook a different meat, and she'll every Thanksgiving she'll cook a meatloaf in addition to
oh wow,
turkey.
Nice.
So
that's a nice mom.
I like a good meatloaf.
Yeah, so I'll eat the meatloaf, and they have at the turkey. You know, it's like, and people would be like, "You spoiled. You making meatloaf? Like, why you don't like turkey?" It's like, no, I don't like fucking turkey. Like, what the fuck? Like, shit. Like, leave me alone. Fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
when I used to be a big meat eater growing up, I didn't eat the turkey. I demanded steak, and my mom would make me a steak.
Wow, man, this is amazing. Like my parents would be like, "You can eat nothing." How about that?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like I would always eat the turkey, but my brother would like he was like super picky growing up and wouldn't eat meat. Like so he would only eat like potatoes and carrots every Thanksgiving.
Wow.
It'll be trash, man. Like turkey, like
yeah. I'm not a huge turkey fan either.
It's
Turkey's
like,
not the best.
It's terrible. Like baked turkey leg is like even with the gravy is trash, man. Like come on, bro. This shit weak, man.
Turkey gravy and stuffing, I'll take it all day.
Stuffing, I'll take all day. I love
stuffing.
Stuffing and mashed potatoes.
She never stuffed the ain't the stuff in the dressing pretty much?
Yeah.
My mom made the dressing on the side. She never
that's what they say. Like stuffing is actually stuffed and dressing is on the but in our family we call it stuffing, but it never goes in the bird.
Yeah. But
Same.
I do eat turkey now, like smoked turkey for like lunch. But that's it.
Kate, how about you?
We didn't really have we just did the basic Thanksgiving thing. It wasn't anything like extra. I do have a Thanksgiving story.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go for that.
I could share from my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think how old I was. Let's say like 11. That sounds like a good age. And my mom was cooking. They always cook it really early. I don't know if that's normal.
Yeah.
Like they start cooking at like 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay. So she was cooking really early and she was cooking butter on the stove. And then she went to go take a phone call in her room. And I was just like watching cartoons. And all of a sudden, like the house was filling with smoke. And I was like, Ma, something's on fire, you know? And then she's like screaming and rushing us all out of the house. And we're at our neighbors and our kitchen goes up in flames. Whoa. And our whole kitchen was destroyed except for the turkey. Turkey is the only thing that survived in the oven.
Wow. So did you eat it despite everything being on fire, burnt?
The thing is, I can't remember what we did next. I remember we in Thanksgiving, there were people coming over, the kitchen burned down, and then I don't remember what we did after that for Thanksgiving.
Probably repressed it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they're like, Christmas is canceled too, kids. Sorry. Santa's bringing us the new kitchen.
Yeah. That's it.
Like Kate, I'm a child of immigrants, or you're a child of one immigrant, right? I'm a child of
one,
two.
Yeah,
2 immigrants. And so we didn't really know like traditions other than what we saw on TV. So we thought that an important part of Thanksgiving was going around the table and saying what we were thankful for, because we'd always see this on specials. So every year, I don't know why the task fell to me, but it did fall to me. But I was in charge of making sure us and our guests, all typically Indian immigrants, and most of whom didn't like turkey. But my mom would not. After the first couple years, my mom stopped making Indian food during Thanksgiving. She's like, you know what? They can eat nothing at all if they want, or they can eat the stuffing. So yeah, that's how we roll in my family. But we go around the table to this day every year, and my little cousins hate it, which I love. Like 1 year, couple years, and I videotape it too. And 1 year, I asked them like. I saw my cousin Kevin nudging my cousin Tess, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about it." And I'm like, "Thank you guys so much. I saw you do that." And they were like, "No." And then, and there's rules like you can't just say you're thankful for your family and your friends. Yeah, I'm like, that's BS. I mean, it's not BS, but it's like
standard.
Standard. Like that. Everyone assumes that. Then the other tradition, my mom was a nurse, so me and my dad would make the turkey every other year because she had to work every other Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I say when it's pretty easy to make a turkey. You'd be surprised. It's like buy a butterball, set it up and you're good to go. So
my mom shoves oranges and apples and lemons.
That's what I do.
Wow.
I
Sometimes
shove
we put-
lemons,
yeah.
garlic, and everything.
Sometimes we put
inside.
like rosemary and stuff underneath the skin and massage the breast.
Yes.
You know,
I do.
stuff you would watch on Good Morning America. Yeah. So be thankful this year. Maybe it's a tradition you can start. Kyle, bring us home.
I guess we don't have like much of a tradition. Like we usually always go to my aunt's house, have Thanksgiving dinner there. Sometimes we'll do it elsewhere at my parents' house or something. I guess a good Thanksgiving memory is so one time when Fireworks was recording a record in Baltimore, we were there from like mid-November to like mid-December. And so we missed Thanksgiving. Like we weren't home for Thanksgiving. So Josh, the bass player of the Wonder Years, who we had Dan from the Wonder Years on the show, his parents lived in Baltimore. So he came down to Baltimore for Thanksgiving and invited all of us over to their place for Thanksgiving dinner, which was awesome. We had a great time. And then a couple years later, the Wonder Years were on tour during Thanksgiving and had an off day in Detroit on Thanksgiving. So I took them to the Lions game, and then they came over to my parents' house for Thanksgiving dinner.
Aw,
I love that.
yeah. That's nice. I liked hearing all that.
That's
That
very
is nice.
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving won't be the same this year, but we can hold on to our memories and stuff. Yeah.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Just it's like
Don't go.
I'm gonna stay home and watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, that end of that movie kills me every time.
Oh yeah,
Such a good movie.
my favorite part is when they're in the car and he plays the horn. It's so good.
No one's better than John Candy.
John Candy is the best.
He is
Gone
God
too
damn it.
Well, it's time for our first guest, everybody. Before we have her on, Patty Rooney would like to say meatloaf for Thanksgiving is a chef's kiss, as the kids would say. Yeah, I did not. I've only recently learned chef's kisses, and I was like, I didn't know that was the thing that chefs, Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love using that.
It's not very sanitary this time around.
Katie, why don't you go ahead and introduce our first guest, since you know her so well?
Okay, well, our next guest is an artist. She's a longtime pal. She's calling in from Cali, and give it up for Corinne.
Hey, welcome.
Wow.
Hi, Corinne. Hey, it's me.
Hi, Kyle. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, Kyle knows Corinne from my. So
Okay.
I didn't realize this, Katie, until you mentioned it in the post. But you and Corinne went to high school together.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
She's known me since I was 16.
Mm-hmm. Is the Caitlin of today much different from the Caitlin of now, Corinne?
No.
But
I feel like we're both very similar.
yeah.
But
So same thing, Katie. You think Corinne
hopefully.
hasn't changed much?
I know. I think we've definitely grown, but at heart, we still laugh at the same thing.
Yep. Still two weirdos.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Corinne,
She caught my attention freshman year wearing plaid bondage pants and a Casualties t-shirt. I'm pretty sure it was the first time I saw her.
Sounds right. Caitlin, I actually remember you from elementary school, which she didn't go to my elementary school, but she lived really close to it. And I was like, hi, Royal. I was like, who is this? Who is this long-haired tomboy?
Oh, God.
Oh, that was Mike, right?
Did she have this thing
Who is this
happening?
Mike? I want to be friends with them.
Yeah, no, Corinne definitely knew the bangs. The bangs that was high
This
school.
thing she had.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So Corinne, you're an artist of many mediums, and you're actually working on a new logo for Boxed In with Friends. So thank you for that.
Of course.
It's not ready today,
I'm
but
so excited.
Yeah, we've seen little bit of the early process, and I think we're all big fans. I am.
Yeah,
so
there
it's
will be many new iterations to come, but it's exciting to hear that you like it so far.
Yeah.
I think your art's super cool. I love the shirt that you designed that Katie wore last show, the vote shirt.
I was going to wear it today, but I didn't get to the laundry.
Well, see,
it's okay. I almost wore it today, but I was like, it worked.
Yeah.
Kinda.
That's a good thing about being online. Nobody can. It's much harder to detect dirty laundry. So. But how did you get into his like drawing and design? Been something you've always been into, or is something that like there's a moment where you're like, this is for me?
Yeah, I've always have just been drawing. That's something that I did just for fun when I was really little, and then did it all through high school. Started doing photography and just a few different mediums, and then I actually studied art in college too, which was a terrible experience. But
really, why was it terrible?
Oh wow, so many things. Well, it was a small art school within a university, and I was one of 3 Black people. And
so this
somehow,
is Wayne State?
It was at U of M, but somehow my teachers would always get me and the one other Black girl confused in all of our classes. And also it's just lots of very privileged people, and like lots of bias, which is really difficult.
In U of M? Ann Arbor?
Oh, surprise, surprise. But yeah, it was an experience, but I'm glad to be doing art again. That experience actually had me not doing art for almost 10 years, so it just feels really good to get back into it.
Oh wow.
And yeah.
I've heard that from
so what were you doing in the meantime?
Yeah, I'm not surprised you've heard something similar. In the meantime, I had actually been working in retail for almost 10 years. So working for a bunch of different companies and getting the soul sucked out of me, and just really looking forward to doing art forever. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was going to say that I've heard that from a few people that went to art school that they got so burnt out or had such a bad experience in art school that it like they didn't do art for a long time, or some just kind of stopped doing art afterwards. So I'm glad you're doing it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's really hard to get graded in art school.
Yeah.
So you see lots of favoritism.
It feels so personal.
It's really personal, and yeah, to put everything out there and for someone to be like, yourself is not good enough is kind of hard to deal with. So yeah.
Now, so what led to that moment, or was it a gradual thing where, during that 10 years where you're like, I'm going back into it? Was there a moment, or were you just kept like drawing on your in your free time, or?
I would say a lot of it was going to therapy and actually just going.
That's great.
Therapy.
We're
great.
big fans of therapy on the show.
Yeah,
I love therapy.
Here for mental health and being nice to yourself and doing what you need to do to feel whole. So I think a lot of things kind of cracked open for me. About 5 years ago is when I started doing more kind of intensive self-work, and through that was just starting to do art gradually, and then it sort of shifted into doing it in all of my spare time and putting myself out there. And it definitely was a gradual process, but it feels, I feel very at home in it again. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's great. Now you live in Oakland currently, California.
I do.
There how's the art scene there? Is that something where you can like interact with a lot of different artists? And because I've heard they have like a cool scene.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like it's just so community oriented, and everyone wants to see each other succeed. So at first I was like, what is this? Like what? Positivity. But I think so many people have like been encouraging me to do work, and a lot of people have just like been really open about offering resources and like connecting. And even through COVID, it's like everything's very safe, but just still feeling that sense of community is really amazing. So lots of artists like to put themselves out there in really creative ways. There's lots of different markets that are opened up, social and very well controlled. And yeah, the art scene is great. Also during the protests, everything was boarded up in the city. So there was a big push for murals to just be painted all over Oakland. So it was really awesome to also be a part of that. Yeah. So there's lots of artists, activists as well. So it's nice to see all of that bridging together, especially with so many things happening in the world right now.
That's awesome.
To say the least.
Yeah. And then do you want to tell us about the like really cool news that you have about your zine?
Yes, I have a new zine coming out this month, but you'll probably see it in the flesh in December. It's called Feelings, and it's about coming home to myself. So I will be participating in the East Bay Alternative Book and Zine Fest, which is virtual this year, of course. So lots of local artists will be a part of that, but everyone can shop it. So I definitely encourage you to do that and find some local or some West Coast inspiration too. And then Irrelevant Press, which is a local zine and press company here, will be carrying some of those zines as well. So
and
really excited.
We'll have that address in the chat for YouTube and Facebook, and that's also yep, and it's also running along the bottom of the screen. Irrelevant Press.
So fancy.
So, I mean, maybe a lot of people don't realize, but zines have really made a resurgence after kind of being a staple of like the 80s, early 90s, and then kind of fading by the wayside because of the, the dawn of the internet. But now they're making a comeback, kind of like comparable to vinyl, I would say. So what made you decide to choose a zine, like as that specific medium?
I chose that because I was really thinking of how I wanted to narrate a story. And a lot of it is my own personal story. I wouldn't say that writing is my forte, but I also started to see kind of different images that I made in different spans of time. So probably over the past 3 years that all were a part of this same journey. So I felt like that was like the most complete way to put that whole experience together. So it really is just like a little picture book, which should show a lot of emotions through color. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. And it's definitely a big piece of me. So
yeah, you were nice enough. You were nice enough to share some images from that. Kyle, if you could cue that up.
Yeah.
Just look at the
Kyle,
boy.
Did you do that, Kyle?
Yeah, I can do it. Okay.
Can you?
Can you?
This is normal, Corinne.
Oh my God,
Corinne,
I love that. There's two of them roasting Kyle right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm used to it.
Oh, buddy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So this is the cover, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about this and
sure.
what it represents to you?
Yeah, for me, feelings are very layered. If anyone's into astrology, I have many 8th house placements, so I like to get very deep and very intense a lot. And a lot of my feelings are very layered too. So I think a lot of this is just about how intense they feel, and also just kind of what the experience is and really unpacking that and kind of some of the beautiful things that come out of it as well. A little light in the dark. Yeah.
And let's go on to the next one.
All right.
And then, well, one thing I wanted to ask, because what are some of the different types of mediums you work in? Like, is this hand-drawn or did you make this on a tablet?
Most of my illustrations I do on an iPad Pro.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty simple. I just use Adobe Draw. I don't really use anything that fancy. And then I'll usually pop it into Illustrator if I want to add anything else. But that's usually how I do most of my illustrations. But outside of that, I also really love doing printmaking and textile design. And so screen printing, and hopefully getting a tufting gun soon to do some really fun textile work. So that's what I got on the docket. A tufting gun. So like if you wanted to do like a latch hook, or if you see like these really beautiful big tufted rugs, things like that, it's basically a gun that you just shoot wool or other materials out of.
That's
Do you have like a TikTok that I know you have an Instagram and we ran that along the bottom, but I've seen on TikTok people with tufting guns making like rugs and things like that.
Oh, that's
like showing
cool.
the time lapse process of that.
That's a good idea. I don't have a TikTok.
What's that, Katie?
TikTok's tricky. I feel like I'm too old for TikTok. I know that's not true, but
Corinne, I'm too old to be mentioning it. So, but there I am. So now this is, I want to say it's like, is this a self-portrait? I see a resemblance.
Yeah, it's a little bit. You'll see, if you see the full zine, you'll kind of see how it all works together, but definitely coming to from feeling a little bit submerged or in the dark. So kind of in the process of finding myself again.
Okay, Kyle, can we see the next one? Kyle?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just enjoying the art. I have to like switch browsers back and forth to be on the screen and see you.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would put any one of these on my wall.
Gorgeous colors.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do any of these like as like with like silkscreen printing or anything like that?
Yes. So I just became a member of a really cool print studio. So I will have individual risographs of some of these coming out soon. So I'm very excited about that.
I got wall space, honey.
I will give you.
I
my
got
honey.
you. I got you.
And like you have like very striking use of color. Is that something that's always been, has your style like evolved, or have you always kind of been very focused on a certain like, color palette or use of, because like I feel it's like, I'm not great at describing art, but I mean like I like the use of color is what I'm saying.
Thank you. Yeah, I've always loved color. I'm wearing all black today. I feel like that is what always happens to me when I talk about colors. But I was
going to say you have always been like a multi-color, multi-pattern queen that always inspired me to be like, I can mix patterns.
Yeah, Caitlin knew how wild I dressed for a long time. I feel like my fashion always has there's always a different situation happening, but colors have always made me really happy. And actually part of the process of when I'm making anything is I actually typically don't have a plan for what I'm doing. I just let it kind of happen. And I think using color for me is very cathartic, and I do tend to gravitate towards certain colors at certain points of my life. Like you'll see a lot of rich blue in a lot of the work that I've been making lately. Okay. So I really just let whatever's I'm feeling just come out.
Now, are there words to accompany the zine, or is it just all imagery?
All imagery.
Okay. Speaking of imagery, this is you said like, is it cool if we show this one because there's a penis in it? And I'm like, of course it is. And yeah, you can see the penis right there, and
it's just a little penis.
Yeah, a little penis.
We love dick on the show.
Not that little.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sizable. It's probably
Kyle.
About average.
We'll compare.
So can you talk about this piece a little bit?
I'm digging them hairstyles on the people in the background.
Oh yeah, all these little people. This one is more about like really leaning into my sexual identity, how that's played a part of this process of really coming into myself too, and what that experience was like. Very emotionally intense. I think that's like as deep as I want to go into it with it. Sure, but sure. Yeah, that's a lot of where that's coming from.
And I see the use of blue, which you talked about.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of blue for me was actually a really hard color to use. Especially last year, I was like, I'm having a really hard time with this. I need to work with it. And just through working with myself, it's now become like my most used color, which is really interesting. So yeah, this one was definitely an intense one to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for sharing your art with us. That was really cool to look at. And
of course.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Excitement.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, we're not done yet. So
She has to be like, all right, guys.
get out of here.
I'm just gonna go. I'm sweating.
Yeah. No, you're doing great. Just a couple of final questions. So, you talked about, do you do in your work, is it all just stuff you create and sell? Like I know, like Caitlin showed off the T-shirt before in a previous episode that you had, or do you take I know you're nice enough to do a logo for us, but do you take like orders, like do commission work?
Yeah, I do. So something that I used to do in the past with a really good friend of mine, I still do it right now, is we would usually work with small businesses and typically women-owned businesses to help with their logo and branding. So like we would build out websites for them using Squarespace. I'm not great with coding. I can only do basic things, but we'll build someone's website out, do their logo, do any sort of like digital assets that they might need.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something that I still do. And then otherwise, like I will do commission prints and other like commission murals, anything like that. So anything that you're interested in, if you like my style, you can just reach out to me through my website. And yeah, I'm pretty much open to do anything.
I was going to say, we have a comment here from of David Smith. He says, "Make me a rug, please." So you can contact her on her website and or Instagram.
That's her brother.
Yeah. You can just text me. It's my brother.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, it's nice that he's reaching out to you via social media. So
And he said, please.
Nice.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
doesn't even use social media. So
yeah.
love you.
Now, you talked a lot about, feedback really being painful in college, getting feedback. How do you deal with that? Because I know, like, especially with commission pieces, like people are saying, I want it this way, I want it that way, and don't. Definitely graphic design. I know just tangentially that they don't get respect. You know what I mean? And it's that. How do you? I know you talked about therapy, but how do you deal with that?
I do vent about it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think I'm pretty like transparent with most people, like with everyone. Just if I'm being paid and it's something that you want specifically, I'm gonna do it for you, of course. But I think there is also a balance because it's the integrity of my work too. So it's a lot about just being comfortable having kind of an uncomfortable conversation, and I just want to let someone know where I'm coming from with it, definitely knowing that I'm hearing what they want, and I'll usually try and make a happy medium between the two. Something that I found that's really helpful is if it is going to end up being a project where it's like, I want a neutral color palette and I just want like one simple item, I'm like, whoa, that's so opposite of what I want to do. But usually I will take that same project and do a version of it just for myself. And that's what helps me stay on board with it and just like, stay into it.
Yeah. Trust the artist vision. Comments echoing that. Okay, now we're done.
hard cut. Very hard cut.
No, but seriously, no. But thank you so much for being on and sharing our art. We look forward. We'll have to have you back on to unveil the logo when it's ready, and there will not be a lot of notes. Where we like from based on what we saw. So
how about no notes?
No
guys?
notes.
Yeah.
Well,
do that.
Oh, you
positivity is a note.
Here's a note. No note.
No. I love it as a note.
I'm sure she would love to know how we would do it better.
Yeah.
And differently, right?
We'll work on that on a future episode. But Corinne, thanks so much for being on. You can check her out at East Bay Alternative Book Fest and ZineFest.com. It's in the comments, or you can click on it rather than write down furiously what I just said. You can see a limited run at irrelevantpress.com. and catch more of her work in the future. I'm sure we'll be
And
seeing
follow
and hearing
her on Instagram at Critty Smitty, baby.
Pretty Smitty on IG. All right. Thanks so much for being on.
Love it.
Thanks, Corinne.
Thank you,
Bye.
Corinne.
Bye.
Bye.
That was nice.
That was
I
nice.
love her.
Yeah.
She's talented.
Yeah.
Very
For sure.
Like I
talented.
said, you'll get to see the new logo soon.
Yeah.
Without further ado, Kyle, why don't you bring on our next guest who's eagerly waiting to be on?
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. Our next guest is Vinnie Caruana from the Movielife and Am The Avalanche.
What's up, friends? Hey, yo.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey.
What's up? Thanks
How's
for
it
having
going?
me.
Thanks for
having
being
me,
on.
friends. What's going on?
Nothing much. We were just talking art, normal Monday night stuff, and
From
now
one artist to
we're
another.
talking to you. Your album just came out, right, recently?
Yes, my band's record, I Am The Avalanche record came out. It's called Dive, and it came out like less than a week ago.
Okay.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kyle.
Well, no, you go ahead, Tony, because I sent you the record and
I listened to it.
You
Yeah.
weren't familiar with the band and you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it may sound weird, but I was really struck by. I was like, I think this is a very emotionally intelligent album. That sounds too because it's very positive, but it's positive without just from the very first track, Dive. It's positive without being like la 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 hide me, you talk. Yeah, times are tough and stuff like that, but it talks a lot about togetherness and hanging in there, and even the love songs. I was telling Kyle, usually when you hear a love song, it's hey, you and me, babe, or it's talk about our love. But your love songs are hey, you're a great person, thank you for being you. And I was honestly, I don't hear a lot of songs like that. So I was really struck by that.
Yeah, it's the geez, thanks so much for still hanging out with me vibe. Recognizing someone else's worth and maybe realizing that there might be that I might have some worth as well if you deem me worthy of your love, kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it really comes through in the music and the lyrics. Do you write all the lyrics yourself, or because I saw you co-write it with was it Patrick Ireland, I believe?
With Mike Ireland.
Mike Ireland. I knew I was going to get that wrong.
We basically co-write the music together, and I generally get the lyrics together, and every once in a while I'll poke in and be like, what, help me with this line, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But it's me and him write the music together, and I generally kind of pace around my kitchen and scribble into a notebook whenever something good happens in my brain.
Where are you calling from right now?
My office.
No, okay.
My living room,
which is
in my 1-bedroom apartment in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn.
And I wanted to join this a little bit earlier and see some of the rest of the show, but my wife had organized a park cleanup, and that turned into just us kind of carrying on into the dark, and me going, I gotta go right now. Go home.
Well, we appreciate it.
And sing some songs.
She organized a park cleanup?
Yes. So my wife had been furloughed from her job, and we had we kind of were like, okay, so what can we do? I know what can we figured out very quickly that we could drink beer and whiskey on the couch for a bit. But we started to think of how better can we spend our time and give ourselves to things that we care about. And something that, being in Brooklyn, there's plenty of parks and stuff, but each neighborhood has its own, and we generally don't find ourselves all around the borough. So we wanted to make sure that basically, long story short, everyone came out of hiding. And we realized that everybody was out and about. None of the bars were open. Everything was to go. And so all the parks were starting to fill up with garbage because there was nowhere to put anything.
Yeah.
There was too many people around. And so we started concentrating on cleaning up parks, and that turns into that's a really easy, like, not even self-righteous situation. It's like, oh, we can drink beer after we do that. So let's do some good, and then let's, like, whatever friends join us, well, let's go have a beer in that same park and kind of kick it and connect on some human levels, which has been difficult this year, obviously.
I love that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, I like to share, when I have guests on, I like to share some stories about them. I have a good story.
Okay.
Okay, so the Movielife and I'm the Avalanche were pretty big influences on Fireworks and us, especially when we were starting.
Okay.
And so we got put on a show with you. Like, I think we've been around each other. We might have played some shows together here and there, been around each other, but we hadn't really met. And we got put on a show with you guys with I'm the Avalanche in upstate New York, like Oneonta or something like that.
It was Oswego.
Oswego. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this.
Yes, I do.
So it was a college show, and college shows usually, like, they take a little more care of you than the normal punk rock show. They'll, like, give you a rider, like, they'll give you a catering, and, like, and so we had this, like, table in the green room just full of, like, snacks, and we were just, like, just going to town, just eating all these snacks before our show. And there was a cake there, and, like, we started, like, eating the cake, and it was, like, a good cake. And then Vinnie comes down the hallway, and we're like, hey, you want us to cut you a slice of cake? And he's like, actually, it's our guitar player's birthday, and that was his birthday cake. And we felt super bad, and we're like, we don't even know these guys, and, like, so while they were playing, we took bread from our catering and cut it into the shape of the missing pieces of cake.
Hoping they wouldn't know.
And covered it with mayonnaise to match the frosting. And then we put little fruit, like, cut up little fruit pieces to make it look like sprinkles. And then we delivered it to them while they were playing. And that was our introduction to each other.
They eat it?
No, I don't think so. But we instantly fell in love, and we caught Fireworks' vibe, and we were like, "Oh, these guys are on our level here." We were actually giving them a hard time when they ate the piece of cake. We were just kind of being like, "Oh, these young guys. Let's let them know what's up with the birthday cake." That was the first time we ever got a birthday cake on our rider. We asked for it every single night on tour. Birthday cake. So just like one that a pre-made birthday cake you find in, like, the supermarket fridge. And we got it that day, and you guys got to it first. And then a lifelong friendship was forged.
Yeah.
That was the real present.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we ended up in Australia together for, like, a week and a half, and Jesus, we fell in love and had the best time. I think we played 5 shows in, like, a week and a half or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So we had a lot of time.
We had a lot of downtime to hang out.
Go to the beach, find weed, and get drunk, get high, make friends, have laughs, make memories,
Yeah. On that trip, you introduced me to the Irish Goodbye, because I remember we were at a like an after party or some kind of like festival sponsored party or whatever, and, like, we were, like, gonna walk back to the hotel to go to bed, and then I, like, started saying goodbye to everyone, and you're just like, Kyle, Irish Goodbye, let's go, we'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see him tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Let's get some sleep.
So that was that.
You got a shout out. You got from Elizabeth. Hi Kyle, hi Vinnie. From Elizabeth.
That's
mutual friend.
Liz is a Detroit bud.
Oh, okay.
Are all you guys Detroit buds, or what's up?
Yeah, except for that trader Kyle who moved to LA. But we're not mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a little salty, but that's all right.
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we are.
I just miss my friend.
I don't think it's such a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, might have just bought a house or
A bunch of friends left New York, like, this year. just there wasn't much here. So
Yeah.
Are you from New York originally?
I'm from Long Island, so about 20 miles. From Long
I'm
Island.
not. My husband's from Long Island.
Oh,
Sorry.
cool. What town?
You're from Albany, though, so that's kind of.
I'm from Albany. Yeah, he's from Rockville Center.
Oh, okay, I grew up in Merrick, like a few towns over.
I know nothing about Long Island. He tries to explain it to me like south, and I don't know.
I'm about 10-minute drive east of Rockville Center. That's where I grew up.
Nice. Very cool.
And now I live in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, which is about 20 miles from there.
Yeah, you don't have an accent at all.
I've been touring since I was 18, and I think it morphed into my own delivery, I think.
God, I hope to leave Michigan and lose my Midwest accent.
I dig it. That's one of my favorite things about tour is just getting into a conversation and I don't know, just enjoying someone's accent and not saying anything about it, but just being like, oh, that's nice. Like I don't get that here.
Yeah.
When I was in California and we were at a wedding and this girl was sitting across from me at the table and she's like, "Where are you from?" Michigan. And she was like, you sound so different. And I was like,
yeah, you don't hear it.
I don't hear it. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't hear it. And Michigan isn't exactly, correct me if I'm wrong though, but Michigan doesn't have like this really distinguishable kind of accent, does it? Like
it's not like Fargo or anything.
Right. There's certain words, but
if you go up in the northern part of Michigan, it can get a little like the Yoopers talk a little slower and a little
things get a little Minnesota-ish, and a little
but
I think the only thing we do is we put S on shit that we should put S on.
Like what? Like
Myers.
Everything.
Krogers.
If you work at an automotive company, like you don't work for Chrysler, you work for Chryslers or
Fords. Yeah. Interesting. Wow.
I got called out for it the other day because I keep calling Sapinos. I keep saying Sapinos, but it's Sapino. I say Sapino.
Yeah.
So, I've never noticed that, but I think I'm going to pay attention to that from now on if I'm ever allowed to tour again and be in Michigan again.
Yeah. Kyle is having some technical trouble, but if he were here, he would say, "Vinny, how about you play us a song?" And what song is that?
What is your name, sir?
Tony.
Tony. You mentioned love songs earlier, and on my walk home, I decided I was just going to play a few love songs, if that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we need that kind of thing. So this one is off of the new Avalanche record.
Okay.
It's called Love Song 69, and I named it that because one of my favorite records is called 69 Love Songs by the Magnetic Fields.
Oh, okay. And, I love them.
They're the best, right? And I wrote the song on this little mini guitar. And he Stephen Merritt uses a lot of like little mandolins and ukuleles and things like that, and little kind of like alternative guitar-ish instruments. And so it led me to this song, and I wrote a love song, and then in homage to his masterpiece 69 Love Songs, I named this love song Love Song 69.
All right, here we go. Vinnie Caruana.
This was after a drunken night playing a show down the street from here in a place called St. Vitus with one of my side projects called Constant Elevation. I woke up in my bed over there, crazy hungover, but with my guitar next to me, and I wrote this song in about 5 minutes. And that's the story behind this one. And it's for my lovely wife. I woke up time you blasted love and light into the abyss and the shallows of my life. You win. The sun beats on your shoulders. You can't blame it for kissing your whole body. Have to wait my turn. It won't be long. As soon as you woke up, light filled the room. As soon as you woke up, light filled the room. The only easy part is loving you. The only easy part is loving you. The radiator is hissing steam, 'cause he's jealous of me. He wants your smile, he wants your teeth. He wants the love you give to me. I live for the love you give to me. The only easy part is love. Soon as yellow. The only easy part is love. Soon as yellow. The only easy part is love. Soon as you woke up. The only easy part is loving you.
All right. That was great.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks,
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's off the album Die, which is available streaming from everywhere, Apple Music, Spotify. You can purchase it. Now, you mentioned you wrote that on the... Also, we have a comment that, damn, I just learned that not all mini guitars are ukuleles. So you're teaching people, Vinny.
So this is... I'll be honest. I bought this little mini babe because I did not want to learn how to play the guitar, the ukulele.
Okay.
4 strings, different tuning.
Yeah.
I know how to play a 6-string guitar in standard tuning, so I bought a mini version of that, and it sounds like a ukulele, but
it's a guitar.
But it's a shortcut.
Yeah. I might. Who makes that? Because I've kind of wanted to learn the ukulele, but I play a little bit of guitar, and that's the same reason because of the tuning.
This is for you. This is for everybody, actually. This is this one's a Gretsch.
I need that.
Okay, that's cool.
Inexpensive, a few $100, and you have yourself like a beautiful guitar with really nice wood and made well. And you hold this guitar and you write a different song than you were going to with any other guitar.
Wow. Now, your writing process, do you tend to write on acoustic and then perform plugged in? Because I know like Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day writes all songs on an acoustic guitar, which a lot of people might be surprised to do.
I'm used to writing on an acoustic guitar just because it's sitting there, and you're sitting on the couch and you might get inspired and you don't want to crank it up. And I live, in an apartment building where I can't like just blast shit, So if I am writing at home, it's probably on an acoustic guitar. But this new Avalanche record we wrote on, except for that one song, we wrote on electric guitars, and that was actually like a mission statement. I told my my bud Mike, who wrote the record with me, like, hey, let's do this thing like with amps. I want to see if that's like a different like turnout. And I think it was like, it turned out kind of I don't know, we kind of skipped the acoustic folky version of things and got straight to the punk element of it.
Okay. Now, was that written during this pandemic time, or did you have most of the songs done before then for this album?
Most of the album was written in 2019.
Okay.
And we entered the studio in late January of this year and recorded up until March 15th. So it was a trippy time to be finishing a record. New York was crazy lockdown by that point. So we were quarantined together in the studio. And as soon as we got home, I immediately got coronavirus because me and my wife both got sick with coronavirus, because I got home from the studio and went foraging around my neighborhood with a backpack, just going back and forth from my home to the store, to the next store, to home, because just gathering all the shit that I thought we might need for a few months. I thought we were going to be inside for a few months kind of thing.
Yeah.
And basically that night I got coronavirus for sure, because nobody in the studio that I was with was infected. But I was, and my wife was, and I got her sick, basically going to find toilet paper and like black beans and pasta and shit for us.
Oh, the irony.
But that's ages ago. That's ages ago.
How bad did you have it?
Yeah.
Not like compared to the misery that we've all witnessed. Like, I won't even claim hard on it. Like it was a fever and aches and pains and chills and a cold, and then not tasting or smelling anything for a while.
Can you taste and smell now? Is it back?
The smell's not completely back, and I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's going to be. It's been a while.
Wow.
It plateaued like a while ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
That's scary.
That's fine. I can't smell like unsavory things.
Yeah, so that's to be pretty sharp.
So
like belly
button
level
needs to be taken out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can the rest of your imagination can wander to other parts of life.
Right.
But I can smell, I can smell stuff. I can sense the ocean air when I go to the ocean.
So like if you stink, you can't smell it. So you gotta.
I really can't.
So you gotta take showers like consistently.
Well, I mean, you probably take a shower every day anyway.
And that's been my protocol.
How do you know when to take a shower because you can't smell yourself?
Yeah, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes
you don't know. You can't smell yourself.
Sometimes something might happen when you stink. Like you might step in some shit. Like you might slip on some shit. Something might happen when you stink and you don't know it.
Yes.
So you might
slip on shit.
Jake, I have
you ever slip on shit?
I exactly what you just said is exactly right. We have our friends and neighbors, and we're like uncles and aunts, and they're our nephews, and you know what I mean? So throughout this whole situation, we were only seeing each other kind of thing. And we would look out and help them with, you got to watch my kids. I got to go in the city, whatever it is. And we were over their place and we were having a little like barbecue. And I was holding our little nephew, River. And his mom, Katie, comes up to me and is like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "You don't smell that. You don't know that he needs to be changed." And he was in his little kiddie pool too. So he had like a bathing suit diaper on. So the whole thing was filled up with water and baby shit. And of course I was picking him up and I was holding him for like an hour, and his like pool water / babysit juice just went all over my body. And she came up to me and was like, you need to give me that baby, and then you need to go change.
Because you stink.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you don't smell that? And then she looked at me and she's like, oh my God, you don't smell that. And I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
So yeah, I was covered in baby shit juice.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. You might get
You were right. I'm sorry.
baby shit, pool juice. Yeah, man.
Take it back.
Jake, we have a comment from Tom Schultz. He says, how much poo do you step in?
Hey,
None, Tom.
Living around Brooklyn, I walk with my head down.
Yeah.
I will straight up walk by friends on the street and they'll be
oh,
like,
really?
Well, hi. And I'll be like, oh, sorry, I was making sure I didn't step in shit.
Yeah.
We have another comment from that same listener, Tom Schultz. He says, Vinny's last song reminds me of the Pixie song Javelina. Something about the groove in your vocals make me think of that song specifically. Just to clarify, I really enjoy the Pixies, so this is a compliment.
Oh, cool. I love the Pixies too.
Yeah, me too.
There's definitely a lot of Pixies in, I don't know, if you're making indie and punk music, there's a good chance, even if you don't know it, the Pixies are in there, you know?
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of javelinas this week because I'm in Tucson. And they're little people.
Yeah.
What, in the wild?
Yeah. They just like I'm at this hotel, like it had like a bunch of property in the mountains, and they just like came and ravaged like the trash cans and people's like food outside of their hotel rooms.
Gotcha.
Pretty good.
What are you doing in Tucson?
I'm working on a TV show as a COVID compliance officer.
He can't say which TV show.
Okay, making sure everyone's like doing the right thing.
Yeah, just making sure everyone's being safe and following the protocols. But yeah, my internet just dropped out. That's why I disappeared. Like there's just I don't know why there's zero internet.
So you're staying in a hotel alone, working on a set.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad we can all be with you tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm actually done. I wrapped yesterday, and I stayed an extra day so I could do the show without like it competing with my driving time.
Oh, you're driving back.
Yeah. And I think that's why they cut off my internet, because I overstayed my welcome.
Oh shit! Did you run down and pay them for an extra day or some shit?
No, I'm letting the production take care of that.
Okay, cool.
He's living the life, the Hollywood lifestyle already.
So if I cut in and out, I'm going off of my phone right now. So
okay. Yep, he just froze.
You're already frozen.
While Kylan freezes, Vinny, would you mind playing us another song?
I wouldn't. I'm gonna play another love song because that's
great.
the vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the vibe we need. This is off of a record that came out when Kyle and I were forging our friendship. This one is called "Is This Really Happening?" It's another Am The Avalanche song. That's basically one of the only positive songs on that record. I started to see the light. Cool. She's a golden ticket. Sorry, I have to find the note, buds. Thanks for bearing with me. She's a golden ticket, a shiny peach mixed in a drink that's resting on a chair in a desert land, and not a grain of sand has compromised her look. And you're a broken man crawling on his hand, and being in that same desert land, doing the best he can, not to think about how he really needs that drink. Is this real? The sun's finally shining down on me. Is this really happening? The snow is actually melting in front of my face. I don't know, but I've been told that a New York winter is mighty cold. Yeah, but we still walk down the coldest blocks, using the fire in our hearts. The way it was ain't the way it is, and that works perfectly for me. So let's keep it that way. Is this really happening? The sun's finally shining down on me. Is this really happening? The snow is actually melting in front of my face. This perfectly perfect disease has got me down on my knees. No, not to pray, but just to say I love you more than yesterday. Is this really happening? The sun's finally shining down on me. Is this really happening? The snow is actually melting in front of my face. Is this really happening? The sun's finally shining down on me. Is this really happening? The snow is actually melting in front of my face.
All right.
That's great.
Yay!
Well, thanks.
I have a quick question.
What's that?
Kyle, was your mic unmuted for part of that?
It might have been.
I don't know.
I heard a little humming along. I heard someone singing along, and I was like, "Is that Kyle?"
Yeah, it might have
It
been.
sounded like harmony.
Yeah, it might have been.
It was good.
That's cool.
It was cute.
That was
Then I realized
that,
it real quick.
that record came out right around when me and Kyle were bouncing around Australia,
Aw.
drinking very expensive beer.
I love friendship.
expensive.
Now you said that was one song on the album, like before you saw the light. It's positive. So what do you mean by that? Was there like a big change in your life where you were like,
Oh my God.
change your outlook?
Yeah, I got married when I was. I'm 41 years old. I got married when I was 27.
Okay.
To a woman who was 23, and we were in love, but we wouldn't have gotten married that quickly unless she was getting deported.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we got married, and it did not work out, and the bottom fell out of life for a bit. And so the first song on that record, for anybody watching, if you wanted to see the juxtaposition between my moods, the first song on that record is just called Holy Fuck, which is like, holy fuck. Like, here I am, like, starting over. And it's quite a statement. It's the first song on the record that just kicks down the door and is like, this is where I'm at. Come along on this ride. And later on that year, I fell in love with my now wife, who I've been with for 11 years. And I wrote that song for her. So, we all know as humans, like, we might be a different person a month from now, depending on what we go through. And I certainly was a different person.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I was able to muster up a love song.
Are you currently working on new stuff with the band or with the Movielife?
So Movielife, nothing. We were just gonna do some shows this year, here and there, like a festival here or a weekend there. We weren't working on any music. Avalanche, we just got done with it, so that's fresh. So the stuff I've been writing lately has been for a quarantine project that, as if I don't have enough bands, just friends of mine who were talented musicians and neighbors. And I have a practice space down the street, and we don't have a name for that yet. I've thought of a bunch of cool names, but those guys have not accepted any of them.
What's your? Can you say your favorite?
My favorite name?
Yeah, that they haven't accepted.
Someone's gonna steal it.
No.
Well, I can't use it.
Your least favorite, then?
Yeah.
Oh, my least favorite, but also favorite was throwing shit. Because and it's not that kind of band, and we would never. It's like a kind of. It's kind of like Pavement, Polvo, Drive Like Jehu, noisy like RD rock.
Cool.
Okay.
And I was down with calling it throwing shit, but I didn't want people to call it throwing shit.
Okay.
It was important that people understood that it was throwing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's
really
what
important.
I felt. That's like, like the nuance of that is like throwing shit. I could just throw, this thing over here. And no. It was more like, and it was a commentary on, it was now that we're doing an art rock band, like we're talking about like a commentary on the human experience in 2020. And it's just a bunch of fucking humans, not even throwing shit. They're throwing virtual shit at each other online.
Yeah.
That's true.
Everyone's at home just like spitting vitriol, and some of them are righteously doing that and some of them aren't. But anyway, how did I get on that?
We're just talking about like what you're working on,
Oh yeah, and aside from the stuff I'm writing for that project that is nameless at the moment, I've just been writing some solo material, and just letting like the Avalanche well replenish, because I know me and Mikey are gonna jump back in and write another record sooner than later. I don't want more time to pass. I want to jump on it on what the vibe that we're on right now. I really want to continue on. I think we're on to a really good Avalanche era at the moment.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I said,
ride that wave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the whole vibe of the album, and I highly recommend it to everyone listening. Available on Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah.
It's great. So we've always been a big fan of your music, and every time we the Fireworks group of friends, every time we see you, we're like, God, Vinny's voice is so good. It just like is always so solid. So,
dude, if I get back on tour, like if they were like everything's fine, go play shows, I'd be so fucked. I've been smoking tons of weed and losing all of my disciplines as a singer. I know I can get them back.
Yeah,
it's a muscle that you need to work out. Like if you guys try to run a marathon right now, well, I don't know who of us has been running. I have not been. But if I tried to run a marathon right now, I would just cramp up, and that's where my voice is at right now. So I think, I have this winter to like get in shape again, because nobody's expecting anything out of me at the moment. So.
Okay.
But thank you. I mean, what I need to say is thank you for saying I'm a good singer.
You are, for sure.
Yeah. No, compliments are hard sometimes.
Well, Vinny, thanks so much for being on and talking to us, and thanks for your music. It was really enjoyable, and it was really cool talking to you. Like I said, for those of you watching out there, you can follow Vinny on Instagram and Twitter at Vinnie Caruana. Sounds like marijuana, as Kyle told me, and I'm sure you heard that so much growing up, and it was just a matter of time.
What they were talking about.
Yeah,
in middle school, like the older kids would make fun of me, and I didn't know what they were talking about.
That makes it easier.
And when I started smoking weed, I was like, cool.
Yeah, this is meant to be.
I have a connection.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
It was a pleasure.
We appreciate you being here. Love hanging out with you, man.
Yeah, thanks for the guitar recommendation. I'm going to pick up that Gresh for real.
Yeah.
Do it.
Bye, Vinny.
All right, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Vinny.
Be safe.
Take
Be
care.
safe.
Bye.
So nice. Everyone's always so nice.
Yeah, seriously, you guys should check out that album if you haven't. It's it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Visually, he reminded me of a very young Mark Evan Jackson. Not that I knew him when he was young.
I was trying to figure out, like, who does he look like?
Yeah,
he does look like Mark Evan Jackson.
I was going to say that. That the whole time I was like, he looks like a young tattooed Mark Evan Jackson.
It was driving me crazy. I was like, the Rick Astley? No, it's not that. It's like, what? Who is it? We had a question from the first segment from Tom Schultz asking for a friend. Is zine short for magazine? Yes, but a zine is distinct. A zine is that is short for magazine, but it's distinctly different. I would say
e-magazine.
Yeah, well, it's more like indie, like
indie.
Oh, okay. Oh, like punk zines.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
like you make your own. That was like that's how it all started.
DIY.
Yeah.
Yep,
Kind of how like Ugly is.
Yeah, that's a good example.
I gotta subscribe. I keep forgetting.
I know they're giving me good deals too, and I keep forgetting to. But now I got to put that budget money for the guitar. So that was cool. I seriously am I want to get that guitar. Unless I look it up and see it's like $1,000, then I'll be like, no,
it's probably exactly a couple $100. Get it?
Yeah, all right, cool.
And then you're going to be a musical guest on our own.
Well, it all started when I was on this show, Boxed In with Friends.
Oh yeah, we'll launch you. We've launched so many careers.
I know.
The Friends bump.
Yeah. So that was you all right now with your technical stuff, Kyle? I was like, what's happening with Kyle? I didn't let you back in because I thought you were able to let yourself in because you're an admin for the page.
I usually can, but I was on my phone then.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
But no, it's the internet just like straight up cut out here, so I don't know. Also, my key started working, so I think they don't want me here.
Really? Okay.
Oh no, it sounds like it's real personal now.
You're done.
Yeah,
but
late checkout.
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm still broadcasting through my phone via my laptop. I'm a digital wizard. So
when are you heading back?
I'm in the morning, unless they storm me.
Drive safe.
I will
drive safe and have a good Thanksgiving. As wishes for all of you and all of you watching. Have a safe. What are you going to say, Kyle?
Should we make an announcement here? Because isn't this the last? Is it no?
Yeah. You should.
Oh, it is. It's the last show until.
Is that a drum roll?
Can I hear that drum roll again, Katie?
Yeah, one more time. Jake's unimpressed.
Until our holiday show.
Yeah,
we have a holiday special coming up.
Yeah.
What's the date of that, Katie?
December 14th.
December 14th.
When is it?
That's a great episode. Thanks, Juan. And
Juan, I love Juan.
Yeah, the announcement is we have a holiday show on December 14th. With lots of laughs. There'll be a gift exchange, some
live on air gift
exchange. Hopefully performances from some faces from the past.
You want to know? Then you better follow us on social media to find out who the guests will be for a Christmas show.
Yeah, I think we can announce the performers, right?
No,
don't announce it yet.
No,
don't do it yet.
Okay. All right, we'll tease it. But we are. Can I say what kind of performers they are?
Meh.
No.
Okay. You guys.
Yeah, we talked about this.
I didn't know if we talked about revealing it or not.
I don't know. We did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, stay tuned to Friends Detroit on Facebook, Friends _Detroit on Twitter, and Friends Detroit on Instagram.
And follow our guests on Instagram.
What if What if you bought like a drum machine and you like hit the drums and it just go like da 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 da.
Fucking Jake is roasting Katie right now.
Man.
Like, what if you did like if I bought like an MPC? Like, imagine if like Pharrell bought an MPC and he's making a beat and it's like da 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 da. Like, that's a drum sound.
I'm gonna try and find a way to have Steve.
I want someone to like sample Katie doing that and just turn it into like a TikTok beat. And yes, I look at TikTok all the time. No shame.
Same.
Charlie D'Amelio hit 100 million followers today. I shouldn't know that.
No, it's a problem. As soon as I open it up, I spend countless time on it. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Every time I open it, my sisters, they flood my inbox with TikTok. Shout out to Patty Rooney because we both have been on
Patty.
There's some funny comedy on there, I will say.
There is.
I want to dive into it, but I just don't need another social media in my life.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
I don't participate. I just watch,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll participate eventually. But anyway, that's our show, folks. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving to Kyle, Katie, Kate, Jake,
real
Andy.
Quick.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you guys.
I'm thankful for you, Kyle.
I'm thankful for you guys too.
Thankful for Nick too, who's not here, but is here in spirit.
Yes.
But yeah, have a safe drive, Kyle. We wish you were here. Wish we could all be together, but we are together. We're boxed in.
Yeah.
Bam.
I'm together for life, baby.
And all you people out there in the holidays, be together this way. Don't
Yeah. Don't kill grandma.
And come back December 14th and watch our show.
And wear your fucking mask over your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's the show.
All right.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.